work area. So my RC car. Put together this guy over here. The got impact. Pull some of these parts out of this lid of this because I've been already looking at what's going on here. Haven't started really anything of it. So pull out all the parts. So that's one thing I have cut. I'll show you that in a minute. So this is what I'm building. In truth, this is my first one I've ever built. It is going to be an interesting process. I have already painted the body. I will pull that up here in a second. I did that because we had some nice days here and I wanted to get that done before, because I wasn't going to get to the actual build. So let me move this. Put that there. Put that off screen for you, off camera. So this is what I got so far. These are various parts for it. My tools are all over here. Essential ones, normal ones. If I need more, I have a toolbox right to the right of me that you guys can see in the alternate camera over here. This guy over here, which is not recording because it turned off. Why? I don't know why. Video. Record. Now stay on. There. Now you can see over here, parts over here. Again, let's do that one more time just to make sure I can cut some stuff off here. So what I'm building is this. This is, let's start that over. I'll use the screen here. So what I'm building is this. It's my first time ever building an RC car from kit like this. I have done a little bit off camera and painting the body and making sure my batteries will fit, which I'll show you that before I start actually building. But that's what I got. This is what this is going to be. It's the Dark Impact DF03 chassis, Tamiya Buggy. Said I've never built one before. Mine is going to be brushed. I got a whole new set of electronics for it. Servos, the whole nine. So we'll see how this goes and how good this is and how good I do. So let me move this off camera for you. As I said, I'd show you the body. The body's right here. I got it pre-done. It is pre-painted, pre-everything. You can see if I can get up in this camera here. Right here. You can see that what it looks like. I think I did pretty good for the first time I've ever painted a body. There's a lot of fingerprints on it from when I was doing the stickers, but sorry about the little tear on it because I have dogs. So this is I just dropped the body. Here's the body. Again, there's a lot of fingerprints on it from me from when I was doing the stickers. But yeah, it's the first one I've ever painted. First time I've ever done all the decals like that. So I think it turned out pretty good. This is from kit, and what that means is that's how all the pieces are. They're all in these little guys here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the system, go through the process as in according to the instructions, which are right here. And in this video I'm going to get as far as I can. Right here. In this video I'm going to get as far as I can, and I might not get as far as I want to because I am waiting for a slipper clutch for it. Most of the research I could do stated that I needed it, so, or would be, I didn't need it, it would be a good idea to have if I was actually going to run this, which I am. So I also picked up for extra parts these. I bought two sets because if they fit the rear, I'm going to put them there too. They are CVC axle things here. They say for the DF02 on them, but it should fit the 03 as well. At least that's what I'm being told. So, again, if they don't fit, I'll use the stock ones that's in the package. But if they do fit, then yeah. So, electronics is just generic red cap servo I had kicking around. It's brand new. Haven't been used. This is, I'll move over here so you can actually see it. Let's get this stuff out of the way. Got this other camera over here. These over here. Yeah, this camera. This guy. That guy. And the motor is also brand new. It's this one. It's a 540 30 turn. Based on spec wise, it should be very close to the original. I went with this one because I know it can handle 2S and 3S according to the package. Also right there on the LiPo it says it. That's my electronics for it. For anybody wanting to follow at home. Again, putting it off screen here. This is my receiver, which I have not opened yet, but I will show you what I'm going to be using for that. Scissors right here. The receiver right here. It's a iSky. Go in the camera there. There you go. And the remote for that is my universal Flat Sky remote. I have a lot of trucks I use this for. Works really good, and given I don't think I'm going to be running this too often, this is the perfect remote for it. It does what it needs to do. I put rechargeable batteries in it, so once they die, because this thing does like to eat the batteries. But you can program up to 10 RCs with this. So it's the FlySky FS-GT3B. So that's FS GT3B. I'll show this camera here. You can see it. That's what it is. I snipped that a little bit. That's a bummer. Anyway, so there's your binding plug and the thing here, and then I got extra parts kicking about for the caps for this. So I don't know where I put those, but they're in here somewhere. So I will put this over with that. I will make sure to put the ropes off, and I will continue with kind of the show and tell portion before I start working. It's a diff stuff. That's nothing. I did pull the chassis out. So this is the chassis for it. I did that because I wanted to purchase some 2S LiPos that will fit. And here we go. This is the LiPo right here. They both go through this side here perfectly. Keep my fingers in there. Back on it. Fingers in there. And then you can just set the battery down inside here. Get read wrong. Just like that. And it locks down just fine. And then I can put the battery in. This is just a foam pad in the bottom of this. It's a little bit. Nope, that's actually good. Nope. Doesn't bubble up a little bit, so I'll have to trim that a little bit. So that's what I'm putting up. And for those folks really curious, with the pin and stuff, there's no crease here. Okay, no crease. So it should do the trick and it should work fine. And got the batteries off of Amazon. Got most of the parts off of Amazon, besides the differential that's still in the process of coming, or the clutch. And the reason why it's a little hard to get, because they don't show it too often. It's kind of a discontinued part, because this car's actually discontinued, which I didn't know when I bought it. So that was my lack of research. So tires, get those off to the side. This looks like parts here. We'll see where they want me to start. Again, if you want me to start with the differential, I'm going to skip around a little bit on this because, yeah, I can't do that. Looks like steering, a servo protector maybe, and hubs. We shall see. Arms. And wheels and tires, rims, black ones. I'm going to keep with the black look. I like the black on black, so I'm going to stay black. Some people don't, but I do. Antenna tube. They give you a lot. That's good. I have alternates, so it's not like that's a necessity. I have those right here. Here's the red tips, which I think that's what I'm going to use, and then extra black ones. So we will see. What is this? It's an extra part thing. So this is, yeah, they're just red. See? And lastly but not leastly, those, which look like shock towers, shock ends. So there should be another set of these running around here somewhere, unless it's just some parts, which would suck at this point because I haven't really went through it and checked. So let's get started. What does we to start on? Don't need instructions on that. So the first thing they have me doing looks to be the rear ends. Okay. Or is that a rear end or a center diff? Or the center gear? Drive cup there. So I'm not sure exactly what this is. Looks like possibly a rear differential right there. So let's get the parts and let's get started. I will say this, as I'm going, I will try to talk if I remember, but normally I probably won't. I'll probably just get to the working stage and get going on stuff here. So we'll try what screws these are. These are hex or Phillips? Goofy hex. They are Phillips. Yay! So that will be my friend in this build. I was checking the screws out. What's what? There is a motor in here that it doesn't look like I'm going to be using on this vehicle. However, I have an old school Kyosho Raider that if you guys are curious about, I can pull it out for you. But pull this out. Down there. So these are the springs with the spring oil, dampening, hard, little dampers, little seals, just like that. Put that over there. This is, I don't know what this is. I will find out when I get to it, I guess. I'm not sure what that is. Doesn't recognize. That's the steering stuff. Still not sure. It's probably going to be that one I'm going to be using. I'm hoping it'll fit my selected servo. I didn't think about that. So, motor, which is a Tamiya motor. Does it tell me what it is? It is a RS540SH. So, like I said, I'm not going to be using this guy. This guy's a brand new motor, but I'm not going to be using this. I already showed you what I'm going to be using. So, this is going to get put off to the side. And I'll find a spot for that later. So these are hardware. I'm going to kind of keep my screws up and about. When I open them, I'll be dumping them out in this guy right here. So I can kind of keep track of what's what. These are drive links and stuff like that. So these guys can get put off to the side as well here. This is the part that isn't going to be done. Well, this guy will have to be done, but one of these is not. I think it's going to be this dude that doesn't. Based on instructions, I'll have to look. Or it might be in this one. So there's a bunch of little bitties I have to look at and figure out. But they're plastics, which is why I didn't go brushless. Given that this car is so old, I didn't want to take these out, because brushless has a lot of power. All my little pins and bits and bobs here. We'll see how that goes, what that'll be. I don't know yet. We'll see. Bits and bobs. Ooh, look, bearing collection. Cool. And whatever those are different looking bearings. Anyway, so if you're curious what I was talking about, the different looking bearings, I will jump to this camera over here. So, kind of see it in there, maybe. The little dude's the little guy right there. A little closer. See it right there. Little different bearings. I've seen bearings like that before in all the other RC cars. So yeah, if you're wondering, I actually have a bunch of RC cars. So if I pick up this other camera, bunch, starts with a boat, works my way around, all the way down to a Traxxas Gravedigger, some Nitros, Cheetah, Shredder, new Arma 4S. I actually have 6S in that. Another Nitro. That's another project I'm working on. It's a Gravedigger. Redoing the whole thing. It's a axial Gravedigger. So a bunch of old school ones. So it's the old ones I had as a kid, back before I had the hobby grade stuff. So it's the old Nico ones. And then Red Cat. Sea of them. There's my Raider that I was telling you about. Keep going. So there's all these. Got the Shredder one down there. Or not Shredder, that's a B6S Red Cat. Discontinued as well, so it doesn't get ran as much, which is why it's down there. That back there, the blue car's a Bowlink. Of course, a Fast Track. That thing still works. It's actually pretty fun stuff. Can't get anything for it anymore, obviously, but X-Max. There's my one and only crawler I have. Besides my Mini, it's modded to be a Gravedigger. My favorite truck, even with all of them I have, is my Kaiju. I love that truck. That one's a Landslide. It's like modded. You can see the wheelie bar and stuff on the back. The Rampage, it's Red Cat as well. Another Arma, Traxxas, and Creighton's way up there. So I have a collection of RC cars. So I've worked on them. That's why I'm kind of thinking I can, handle this. But we shall see how well this goes. That looks like the pin for the batteries right there. You put a clip on each side of that, I think, maybe. Screw on the end. I don't know. I'm not sure on how this is going to go, because you have that battery guy. Steering link. Okay. Giant aluminum center drive shaft, which is kind of cool. It's actually pretty strong, but it's way lighter than I was expecting. All the little other bits and bobs. So, okay. So first step is to read this stuff here. Battery stuff. We don't care about that because we have that. Okay. So step one is to MJ4 hex thing with a drive cup on it. So let's see here. Let's look through these parts. So it isn't this. So drive cups is what I'm looking for. Not there. Drive cups. Not there. Not there. These kind of look like they might be already semi put together here. Alright. Looks like they are let's dump these out. Again, first video, so definitely not a how-to, just kind of more vlogging what I did here. So we'll see. I got that guy. That's another drive cup. Just kind of matching that one or this one here, which is these two. The two I need. Okay. Okay, so then the rest of these pieces that I need are not in here. That's not what I'm looking for. So these are steering. Let's put the steering over there. Arms go up there. What's in here? Looks like more steering knuckles and parts and stuff, so that can go with steering for you. These look like shock damage. Yes, shock links and stuff. These are for the shocks. Look at the shock bits here, which is what these are. Linkages. Chuck that over here as well. That can go up there. So I'm kind of trying to figure out where everything's at in this. This is housings and whatnot, shock towers and stuff, so that's not needed. This is going to be mainly stock. We've had a few minor changes. Links, wings, body posts, more wing mounts. Why are there two? That's confusing. But I'll find out when I get there. Drive linkages, hubs, everything else. More shock linkages. Okay. So these are drive shafts, or bones is what they're called. Put those back with them so I don't lose those. Okay, so a little round ring, huh? Which I did not see in any of the stuff that I was going through here. So that's going to be fun. Little round rings. That I think is what's in here. Okay. I think it's in here. So these are the little bearing guys, can't lose those. These are shims, can't lose those. With a bunch of little bits and bobs. Why have this? Okay. These little links. Let's get this thing open and get some of these smaller pieces out. That looks like that might be the pinion there. So I'll throw the pinion in here. These little bits and bobs. Let's kind of fold these out and stick them in little pockets here. I'll be able to see these, so that needs to stay out. I think this is my next part that I'm working on here. Don't know what those are, but I'm sure they will have a use. It's got them stuck in here. You can go in here as well. Okay, these might need to snip that off. So I got my little side cutters up here, the little ball thing, because I'm not seeing it on the parts that's shown. So we should have that even. So there we go. Same thing with this little guy. Like that. Keep these little white guys. Put them in here. Two of these. Okay. Yep, two of those. And these two go in here. This is ball lube. So we'll go in here, but it's in here. I don't see any of those things. So let's make sure that's gone out of the way. Okay. Go a little bit. Not need to break this second. Not need to break this second. So and it shows some type of grease on here. There should be a container somewhere. Has some Tamiya grease. any grease. Okay. I got this guy here. What are you? That's the shock oil. That's definitely not it. Okay. Bit confused, but you know, stranger things have happened. I feel like I'm missing a shock thing. There should be a second bag of this blue bag. Alright? The shock covers, because there's only 1, 2. That's enough for only 2 shocks. It's 4 shocks. Oh, I missed the bag. Okay, here's my other ones. Dummy me. Okay, so there's some type of lubricant on here. What is the lubricant? Ball diff grease. This guy. Okay. 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 R6 times 2. Well, I can tell I'm not going to like the way this thing is listed. It just has parts in a bag and you're supposed to figure out what's what. So, there's that. Okay, do I have like a breakdown of the bearings? What size these are? You're just supposed to guess. That's going to be fun. Yeah, you're just supposed to guess. Okay, so I figure out what the flippin' bloody heckin' flippin' floopin' floppin' floopin' fits in there. Cool. Guess and check, I guess. Right? Right. Alright, so let's do that. There we go. Not that. Not that. Probably going to be this one here. Yep, that's it. So it goes there. That's how I'm doing the bell bearings. Touch it. Oh, that backfired. Okay, this is mildly irritating. Okay. to heal a little bit. Just get a little bit, make sure they're pretty well greased in there. Like that. Nope, it's gonna pull them out. Let's not do that. Okay, well, hopefully they're greased enough. Just a little bit of grease. Thank you. There we go. Let's grab a bit more of that. Really lube this guy up. Make sure she's good. MK7. Nope. Oh, MR6, same size. Okay, so it is this dude. I was looking at the wrong number. Okay, so let me put this down here so y'all can see. And then I need to get my calipers. I think are over here. So I can get the right size here. Calipers. Calipers. Okay, now I need, it's stating I need a screw, which really helps. Probably one of these dudes. Probably one of those long guys. Yeah, probably one of those. So let's grab my scissors again, throw away any plastic keys that I don't need. That. Get rid of this. I'm betting it's this guy. And that is a hex, so that is a bonus. So is it this one? No. It's a 2, so it's 1.5 hex. 1.5. Okay. Oh, and there's a spring and something else that goes into this other side before I get too carried away here. A spring D5. What is D5? Right? Yeah, D5. That's empty. That can go. Are those? What are these? Is it one of these? No, because it's not hollow. So I know it's this dude. like that. Then nothing there. So it's one of those. And I see one of those little screws in here. Not in the steering linkages. Oh, good lord. Okay, this is fun. I'm already not liking this kit. It's not exactly directionable. Okay, so there's a little itty bitty washer, which is not that. It's that goofy one that I found the other time. So let's see here. That's not it. That's not it. That's it. Is it plastic? Is it metal? What is it? Is it in with the diff tags? Maybe inside one of these or something? Oh, you're not even open. You can get any of them. This will be in this guy. And it's not. Not those. These are all shock bits. There's the transmission bits. With the plastic squishy washer things. Steering knuckles. Nope. Definitely not that. So it's all no on that stack. So let's look through this stuff here. What are you? Not on that one. Not on that one. Need, I think, the shock bits. Yeah, these are for shocks too. So what in the loobadunkadunks? Is it a pin? Is that what that is? Is it a pin that I'm looking for? Makes sense if it was a pen or something, but no, it's not a pen. In here, maybe? Alright, well, let me look at this. I didn't want to get into this guy, but not yet anyway until I knew I was using his stuff. Okay, some form of double-sided tape. Stuck that here for now. That's the mount for that. Rod end linkages, zip ties, rod end linkages, rod end linkages. Body clips, some type of Tamiya grease, and then some type of seal, and then some Allen wrenches and things like that. That's a no. Little pull pin guy here. Steering rod, I bet, is what that is. And these guys go all up here, because none of these are it. None of these guys are it. Alright, well, let's put this in another hole. D5. Not it. That's for sure not it. It's not in there. These are bits and bobs and more grease. It's not there. I think it'd be metal, but Well, this is not boding well, because I'm not finding that piece. It's supposed to have like these little things coming out of it, and it doesn't tell you what it is. MK, 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 MB1. MR5, MK, 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 MB. There's no bob, like no. Stay in there. Damn you, damn you. Nope. Not those. Well, let's do these again. No. D5. So this is C. So it is on one of these. I gotta find it. That's P. It's not in those. A. B. So it is a piece of plastic. So sometimes, if it's just a simple D number and whatever, just so you all get it. Probably if I read more of the instructions, I probably would know this too, but I'm just going to show. On these pieces, you'll see the letter D. So now, it's right here. That's the piece I need. There's two of those. So let's stick that guy over here. Grab my blue-handed snippers. It's right here, guys. Yeah. Okay, good. Alright, now, let's go here. Then let's do this. This. come on, you fiddly little prick. Let's be a douche. Okay, let's put these back in. Note to self. Modern diffs are better than this roly-poly BS. Come on. Okay, roly-poly BS. Okay, you give me. Ah, that dude's missing too. No, it's on there. Yeah, it's on there already. Okay. For those of you wondering, I just figured this out. If you look inside this bit, there's a screw in there. So you can pop that down in there and it should help hold that in place. Now I can drop my spring in there, cover, that's everything. Grab this right here. Okay. Come on. Is that not long enough? I think that's the longest one I got. So it has to fit. don't think it's even starting. Did it? Nope. Didn't even start. Why? This is not fun. Going any further, that it needs something to push on that a bit. That'll do it. It's not in all the way. Thank you. Okay, so now it should actually touch. So if I grab these, let's do you, right? Yeah. Goes in there. You bit goes up. Then grab you. Then you grab one of these and you push down. There we go. Supposed to put grease on that. Not about to rip this thing apart, so it can get bent. Okay. So in general, one of these gets popped in the end of this. That. The other side, it says I do a half, so I need a cutting board here and a razor blade, X-Acto knife thingy, whatever, which is right here. And one of these guys, I need to cut the thing directly in half. just a smidge tighter with this, just to make sure we're good. That's better. And it is kind of rolly. It should do the trick. Pop. That's back in. So again, sorry for the time it took me to do that because I was figuring out things as I go, but there's that one almost done. So let's put you back up there. Save the quarter of that or whatever's left of it. So in case I need it for something else. Okay. MR1, which is probably one of these dudes, I'm guessing. Right? Yeah, pretty much. It's one of these dudes. Okay. So I need 2 of those. Okay. After 2 of those, I need washers, 10mm. These shim guys here, I think. Whoop. Let's come on first. Go top, right? Washer first. Washer first. Bearing. Bearing. Did I already get one of those out? I think I'm gonna need them for the front too, right? That's the thing. Well, hopefully I didn't drop one on the floor or on me or something. Anyway, I guess I'll cross that bridge when I do. Diff 1. Okay. That's right. Okay. So, based on the instructions, it ain't moving, so that's good to go. Okay. I'm gonna wash. Parts down. Good. Over there. Okay, one done. Need the differential color and my stupid calipers. Oh, that's a bad thing. Cheddar. Okay, so now let's cut this guy open. Okay, so goes there. Okay, so obviously this dude, oh, the gears on the bottom, that's a little funky, but okay. Okay, what number is it? It's A4. A4, that's it right there. I can't say this plastic is really stiff, so hopefully it holds up. Okay, then I grab this, I stick this, how do I stick this in here? Looking at the back of this with down, short one to the right, long one to the left. So in theory, like that. Nice and easy in there. That's a good thing. Huh? Pretty cool. I like it. Okay. Now, let's grab some diff grease. Okay. I think I got another tube of that I'm going to have to pull out soon for the rest of this because it's going to need it. Bedding like that. Exactly like that. Okay. Phillips screws, so it's probably going to be M3s, which is probably what these are, times 10. And they need to be okay. There. That's how it goes. Okay. So 1, 2, 4. Okay. Not that. In here. Betting it's this dude. 40 millimeters. I think the batteries in this thing's dying again. I have to go get my other one. Yeah, 40. This dude. This goes through the center. Like that. Two shims. The other side. Like money on it, it goes. No, don't go there. Okay, I am done. So probably there, just to set it in here. Yep, just like that. There you go. Okay, now the next one is one of these. Right, one of these. One of those diff cups. D3, so that must be plastic. It's in the D's again. It's right here. What are these dudes? D3. This cat here. D3. Stuff that back there. After grabbing D3, I need a pin. Which I'm not seeing the pins. Which are up here. Screw style thing. Yeah, it's one of those. Pins. There's one down there. washer. Okay, 5 millimeter. Oh, not the small dudes. Small dudes are shims. There's actually washers in this guy here. So let's take a few minutes to organize this a little better, shall we? It's easier to find screws. So let's grab this guy. C-clip. A little better. So it's either one of those. Not gonna be one of these because there's no pictures of it being beveled. Five times 0.1 millimeter. So it might have been those. Oh, not those. .1. 5 of these, which does not equal 5 millimeters. So I don't know where the bloody heck they're getting that, but sure. Alright, put you back. Let's grab what I was working on out of there. One. That was right the first time. 1. 2, 3. 4, 5. Make sure I got 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I do. Okay. MB6, so it's probably one of these dudes here, I'm betting. Is that the wrong? That bearing's supposed to be thicker? That's kind of my question here. Same. That one's slightly thicker. Does it fit around it? Yes, it does. Is that a boo-boo? MR3. Betting is supposed to be this dude, because if I put that in there, this probably sits in here, right? Or here. Oh, there's supposed to be a gap, but that's not. Wrong bearing. Okay, that's on me. Wrong bearing, guys. So I got to drop this down, grab this, somehow get this C-clip out of here. Okay, so I've actually don't need this many of these. I only need the one. Keep the one on there. Pull the rest of these off. Okay, let's get rid of those. C-clip, which is down here somewhere. I popped it off. Just got my little green apples. I popped it off. What the hell did I do with it? I'm determined to lose stuff, as you guys can tell. Maybe. Okay, I'm going to quickly look at something, so I'm going to steal this camera for a minute. If you wonder what I'm looking at, I'll kind of keep it so you can kind of see what I'm looking at here. Probably edit this out because you might see stuff you shouldn't see. Yeah, you guys will see stuff you shouldn't see, so let's not do that. So I'm thinking that's that dude. So I don't know. Spring, lock washer, that sort of thing. Gear and plates. Okay, so it's this piece stays, and then there's a piece that kicks over top of this, it looks like. That's then I'm not sure. But if I have to, I can always pop the cover off and pull this out and get to this dude. This is metal, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to camera, and I am going to put you back on. That. Just like that. Kind of seeing. I can get moved to that right now. Okay, so I'm gonna put this together. I have that extra piece coming, but I'm gonna put it together as is, and then I'll just take that cover off afterwards. So MR4. So it's probably one of these, I think. I think this might be an MR4. Oh, that's that dude. Probably in there. Move this dude. Grab you out of there. Yep, that's it. This must be the last one. Yeah. You go here. Go there. Random C-clip that really does nothing, but it's there, so I have to install it. Random C-clip that holds nothing in, as you can tell, because his gears are pre-assembled, so I'm not sure again what it's for, but it's there. So if you're wondering, I'm looking at this guy here, so there's nothing on the other side of that gear. So not sure at all why that exists. Might be to hold the two washers in. Yeah, to hold those two washers. So those are MK5s, which are the little shims, which are these dudes. It looks like I need two of them. So two. 1, 2. So a good trick is to put the bearing on top of the illustration, and that will help you. So, you know the camera's right there, but yeah, if you're looking, you just drop the bearing on the thing, it'll tell you what's what. So the next one is an MR3, which is the bigger guy, which is probably this dude here. Oh, not that guy. it right there. And those, if you're wondering, that's what I got so far. I'm going to add a little bit. So if I spin this, it should automatically give me some tacky grease on there, so I don't have to add any more. And that's pretty nice and sturdy. That's nice and sturdy. And that's what it is. So this is the piece that may come out of there. This one right here, with the new part I have coming. I will check, confirm, but yeah, that may come out. If it does, it does. Like, I don't really have a issue one way or the other. So now I need the cover, which is, so I put everything in there the way it belongs, because they're kind of keyed, you can't really mess it up. So now I will put the cover on, which is A3. So that would be probably on this guy. Yes. So 3A. Snipper snippers. Trying to snippers this way. You gotta get snip on this. Like so. Like so. Okay, things in here. I'd like a little bit more grease on this dude now, just to be kind of safe here. Just a little bit more. I'm kind of running out of this little greasy guy here, but I think I still have some. Like in the extra parts list there, I think it's a little bit more grease that should do the trick. So, goes on one way, just like that. That's how that looks when it's in there. Well, there's a hole there. That's kind of interesting. Can't come out, but there's an access hole. See it there? Huh, must be a cover or something that goes on that. Which is a little weird that there's an access hole at all. Unless you have something that goes into it. I guess we'll see. Okay. So, more than likely, it's these dudes. Okay. And there's 5. So let's get the 5 out of these guys out. 2. 2, 3. There's 4 there. And lucky numero 5 was up the bottom. There we go. Alright, that's what I was saying. You, maybe? Yes, awesome. Okay. Goes away. Phillips screwdriver. Let's get all these bits and bobs where they need to go. So I'm going to start there in the middle. I do come out in a star pattern. I don't know if that's correct, because it really doesn't say. But I think it would work better because it would bring it down evenly versus not evenly. So I start down here. Okay. There we go. All nipped up. So now if I spin this, Okay. So anyway, there we go. So manually spinning something. Okay, so motor mount. Again, I'm going to skip this step here in this bottom left here. The reason for that is because I don't have the part yet, and I don't see the point in installing it wrongly. Does that make sense? So this goes like this. I'm not sure what that extra thing is for, right? Yeah, it goes up towards the back, yeah, just like that. That's where it goes. It's kind of keyed, so kind of hard to mess up. That's how that goes. And there is 3 screws that are flat-headed. So there they are, this style. So 1. I may put the motor in, but I'm not going to snug it down. Just going to be there if I get that far. There's 2. And the third one is right here. So far I'm pleased with the quality of the kit, but some of the instructions I think could be a little bit more clearer. But again, this is not a beginner level, which is kind of what I am, because I've never done this before. So that might be just, you know, some of this you guys might be looking at going, well, dumb, look here, or, you know, I don't know. And again, you know, leave your comments yelling at me in the comment section that, you know, I'm too slow at this or whatever. Again, kind of be nice about it, because, you know, just be nice. It's just better to be that way instead of, you know, being mean to people. So the cover of this right here is where the thing goes. Is it grinding on something or something here? I'm not sure. Whatever that is, it'll kind of wear itself in, so it stops binding like that. I know it's straight, so just the gears being a little off. Okay, so that's this dude, which I'm not doing this piece here. This is the slipper. This is this big gear, or the optional one of these two, I'm guessing. This is the other diff. This is the front diff, I'm betting. It's different. That's what all this stuff is for, is the front. But this right here. I'm not going to use these because, like I said, I'm getting the kind of pull it up, and you should see a picture of it here. Oh, my side camera's done. Huh? I stopped recording? Yep, it did. Anyway, let's go. Let's go here. So this is my kit. So it comes with the gear, as you guys can see, and then the pads and stuff. And it has a different one of these, so I say may have to pull the motor mount thing off to get to it. If that's the case, it is what it is. But you have your little pads there, little pad guys there for the slipper clutch, a new spring, and it looks like some bearings and stuff there. You guys can see. So that's the kit I ordered. Yeah, and yes, that is the price I paid, because they've been discontinued. So unfortunately, it was kind of expensive. So back to recording on this one too. So I have double angle here, so y'all can kind of see what I'm doing here when I'm working on this. So anyway, not using these right now, I don't think. Anyway, I might use that smaller guy, but that's here and there. So that's put together. Flip the page. Yep, shows me putting the motor on motor plate, which I'm guessing is what that is, the motor plate. So there's a little bit more grease. Yep, grease. So I gotta get that in here anyways, because I'm hoping they're the same, because I kind of ran out. So hopefully that's the same. And if not, I guess not. Just dump these out up here. So this is this dude. The plate goes on the back side. The motor, like I said before, is different from what they had. It's this dude here. Now, so this sits on the car like this. Wow, hair galore. Like the dog walked in the room or something. However, I don't know if that's going to be right, because I need to be able to access that. So I'm thinking somehow mount it like this. So if you see there's like the timing thing there, I want to be able to play with that a bit. So first step is to put you on arbitrarily. And it's going to go like this, it looks like. Okay. I can kind of rotate the motor a bit, because it's going to be able to slide back and forth. So that's kind of how I want this here. I got an extra set of holes to turn it a little bit, right? Like that, or like this. How do I want it? Do I want it like this? Or like this? Nope, I want it like this. So this hole. Okay. Okay, well, let's do it this way, because this little cover's going to be annoying. Must be a small shim, so then I need to mount the said motor, and I will put the pinion gear on there as well, because I am going to use the stock pinion. So these are M1 whatever's, and let's see here. Then. And 2 and 1, so they're shorter, so it's going to be stubby guys. Alright, let's do some separating again. This is the pen magnet. Y'all curious what this is, what I keep reaching for. Grab some of these, drop them over here. Now let's look for the little short stubby guy, which is right there. Stubby guy. Got one more of those to find. So it's in this section over here. Perfect. Just a pen. Cool. 2. You should be probably applying some Loctite on this. But it's not saying to, but I'm going to, because having a motor come loose sucks. So it's just blue Loctite. So let's do this, this, at least one of these get some Loctite on. So I want that second hole. You trucker. sensor thing there. Let's go. Wow, got some good magnets on this motor. Okay. Second screw. Gravity works. You guys get that reference? Let me know in the comments. Kind of doing it as wide as possible for the gearing here. And then I'll loosen this later and dial this in. So now I have again, I'm not putting the rest of that on because that's going to change or could change. And if it don't, then I can put it, like if the part I ordered, it's supposed to be compatible. It says it's compatible, so we'll see. But so we want to grab you along with this bit. And a 1.5 millimeter guy. Hook it here, like so. I'm going to use blue Loctite on this as well. Some people use red. I don't, because with all the plastic around it and the way this is set up, it's going to be hard to get it off if I ever have to. I break something, strip something out, something like that. So, just put the lid down there. It's right here. I'm blind. There you go. There you go. And then like so. I'm just going to arbitrarily put this on here. How does it show? Is the gear on the outside or on the inside? Goes the other way. Okay. Goes like that. So it's a little closer to the doohickey here. Again, I can change that later if I have to. There we go. Snug that on so I won't lose it. Oh, that motor feels really good. Okay. So there we go. All these extra burr balls off. Okay, so now I got my little cover, which I think I'm going to put on as well. Yeah, it's talking about the mesh here. I'll do the mesh later. When I get the part, I'll be sure to record that and kind of plug it in either in the video or at the end of it. Because this will be a while before this gets posted. So, where's my little lid? Where's my little lid? And I've been using the same Loctite. Like, you get one of these and it lasts for a while for an RCs. Unless you use it for other stuff, which I don't, but you know, teach his own. Okay, so now I need the cover, which none of those. So it covers on its own thing, I guess. It could be. It's not here. Right here is that cover. So slide this out. I can see two pieces that you want. We want this dude. So we want to do our little snippers. We want this guy. Get as close as possible to that. And this guy. And this guy. And that's these two pieces. And then there's this guy. M10. M2 and 10. What's this do? Okay. Snip. Okay. So, according to the instructions, you remove two of these little tidbits, little protrusions here. So that's what I'm going to do. These are cheap side cutters. That's the brand, if you guys are curious. My dad, as a birthday present or a Christmas present last year or whatever, I forget exactly when he gave me them, but he gave me a whole set of these because I use them a lot. So cool. That's a turn lock, so you can grab the end of it. And I think that's slipper clutch adjustment. That's exactly what that is. So they give you an option of a way of adjusting it. So you get in there and adjust. But what comes with it isn't a slipper clutch.
Does that make any sense?
There you go. I just locked it on. So it's going to fit just like that. Just like that. It's pretty good on there. Okay. So stick you back down. Once you're down, I need MA1, MA1. So those little dudes again. Same size that we used for the motor. So here's one. And two. Okay. And there's this guy. So this guy we need. This is one of these dudes. So we need to grab our Phillips screwdriver here. If y'all curious, this is just it's called Dynamite. Dynamite brand kit of screws. These guys probably should be Loctited too. But I will be re-accessing this, so when I do the next stage of it, like when I do the slipper clutch in this, however I have to do it, I have to rip the thing, because I'm going to have to take the cover off to do the slipper clutch. So once I do the slipper clutch in it, then I'll put this back together. And then I'll put Loctite on these guys, because they're going into metal, so they need to be Loctited. Or it might come off, and we don't want that. We want it to be on there. So that's that, all done and dusted. Extra little bits hanging off the edge there that I don't know what to go for, but that is your rear end. All done and dusted. So that's pretty good progress. Let me double check my upper camera here, make sure you're still working. Yep, still recording. There you go. And you guys can see everything. You know what I'm working over here. Good. Alright, cool. Sit back down. Alrighty. So now it's this dude, which is MB1, which for some reason, it's up and down here, but it's what a pointy screw, and it's an MB1. So none of these dudes. So I'm betting one of these dudes. So this is a guess, because it really doesn't tell you, and it's not showing the size on the left hand side here like it was. I think at this point they kind of guess you don't know. So anyway, put that down. This is keyed in here. I like them to go left to right. So, but some people like them go this way. They like the directions show this way, front to back. However, I like to come in from the side if I can. So right here they're kind of off angle. So like this is they show left to right as well. Yep. So they like it that way too. Cool. Whoever designed this case. Well, that sucks. A lot of my issues with this build is because I don't have fingers. For you guys wondering, and just so you know, I'm not answering it a bunch of times in the comments. I was born that way. I've had it since birth, so I've kind of learned how to do different things. Used to play basketball and things of that nature. As you guys can tell, my left hand is my dominant hand. But I was actually born with using my right hand. I was right-handed. I had to switch because obviously don't have the strength in my hand. So, can I see that? No, you can't. It's actually blocked. That's I just realized that. Well, that's not permanent anyway, but yeah, I can't see my little gauge thing. So I have to see. I like the vents here, but I'm thinking it's up there somewhere. What time is it? I think it might be time to call it a night. What do you think? What time is it?
It's like 11.
Okay. Well, I think that's the end of this one. So this we'll call this part 1. We got to this point. Would like to go a little further, but that is what it is. So we are done for the night. So we'll stop that one. And